off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KZAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, Streaker, and more. Why so many places? I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So if you're looking for the headlines, you are not going to find them here because they will always give you a case of the 4 A's: angry, aggravated, anxious, and afraid. I don't want those A's. I want you to feel amazing. That's why for the past 715 consecutive weeks, I've been here anchoring what is right about the world. And if we do talk about things that are not so helpful, we shine the spotlight on solution. And I have topics and guests to that end. And today is absolutely no exception. You'll see I have a guest today. It's Thursday Talent today, and her name is TL Forsberg. I actually am grateful to have made her acquaintance, and we've, seen each other for several years, if not more. I don't know exactly how many, but certainly when you first started doing the wonderful work that you do at the Agape International Spiritual Center, doing sign language, and you know how much I love that. We'll talk about that later. But she is an internationally celebrated artist, activist, and American ambassador on disability, known for Switched at Birth and the award-winning documentary, See What I Am Saying. Her solo work, Between Two Worlds, I Wasn't Canceled, Just Confused, the Chronicles of the Not Deaf Enough Woman, explores separation and belonging while celebrating deafness, disability, and unapologetic ownership of wholeness. And that will be on stage on February the 5th at 8 p.m. at the Whitefire Theatre in LA. We'll talk about how you can get those tickets. I'm sure if you just use my assistant Google right now, you can find it. Certainly you will want to see that show. Without further ado, please welcome to my studio, TL Forsberg. Welcome.
Hey.
Hi. I do this to her on Sundays when I
yes,
see
always.
her, which is hi, right?
This is how you say hi.
Oh, this is hi. So
Yeah.
this is HI. That's my, spelled out hi. But welcome to the show. So glad to have you. And what we're going to do is I start every show now for 3-4 years. This is 13 years now. I'm so glad those who said I wouldn't last a year because I do not talk about politics or headlines were wrong. So 13 years later, every show I start with breakfast. So we're going to have breakfast now by taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. And feel free to sign as you're doing this. I actually have a playlist, radio for our deaf community, which I don't know if you've seen, but lots of great shows. My first interview with Layla Ali, with the dolphin activist. There's so many available to you if we have any in the watching and listening audience right now. But what is breakfast? Breakfast is top of the bun of my gratitude sandwich is we're going to look outside of ourselves and say, what am I grateful for? First thing in the morning. And then last thing at night, I want you to look down at yourself. What do I like about myself, so that when I'm falling asleep, I'm not thinking about, oh, I should have done that. I forgot to do this. I'm really, losing my mind, which aren't very nice things to say about ourselves, but instead thinking about what we like. So here we go. I'll start so you sort of get the hang of this. It's nice and doesn't need to be a long thing, but things that I within my eyesight right now. I am grateful for my morning coffee. There's something very sweet and special about. There we go. Cheers, the coffee to start my day up. That's what I'm grateful for. What are you grateful for?
Me, I'm just grateful for this moment here and this opportunity to be with you, and that we met at Agape that brought us together.
Absolutely. Founded by my big brother, Michael Bernard Beckwith. Those of you who would like to pop in and see us, certainly you can. I stream it on my Facebook most of the time. So, or go to Agape Live. And I'm grateful that we have the ability, because I am live every weekday morning, to have people live with us. And we have Ms. Popeye. Is that Popeye Olive? Yes. Is a TL fan. That's beautiful. And Pamela, unapologetic. And so your friends are here supporting, and I love it. And welcome to the show. And feel free to continue to be part of my cashew gallery, my version of the peanut gallery, certainly to support and to emphasize all that we're going to go through. I'm very excited. This is the first time. I don't think I had Sharon Pierre Lewis doing signing as well as Romina Mina. And so, but I've never interviewed. Yeah. So I'm so delighted to do that. Long time coming.
Yeah, I'm honored to be here.
Yeah. So, okay. I'm going to do one more gratitude, and feel free to say, what you're grateful for in the Cashew Gallery as well. This is a good life habit, #Blisscipline, that I do every weekday morning to help with starting your day in the most positive way. So I am grateful for my closet. I love the fact that I can walk into my closet, my walk-in closet, grateful for that, and like what I see. I think that is my whole, I don't have anything. That's not true. I have a lot of really beautiful clothes, some 20, 30 years, although I'm ageless, that I really appreciate, and I'm grateful that I have great clothes. What else are you grateful for?
I'm grateful that I have a loving partner who supports me in my creative call and is just kind of like a solid backbone in my life.
Aww. Are we allowed to name names or?
Yes, Donovan Lerman. He's my life partner, and he's just wonderful. He's a coach and a musician, and he's just lovely.
Aww, that's so awesome. Have I met him?
I don't think you've met him. He went to Agape a few times, Donovan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A few times he visits.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful finally that the planets did not crash into each other last night while we were sleeping. So we have a brand new day to love, laugh, learn, innovate, create. And I am truly grateful for that. So let's go to the bottom of the button. What that is, we're going to model for you right now. What I'd like you to do, it's weightlifting for what I believe is the foundation of mental health, self-care, self-love, self-acceptance, self-worth. All of those things begin with, what do you like about yourself? And I don't know about you, TL, but when I was raised, I had well-meaning parents, sometimes more mean than well, who said, don't toot your own horn. You're not all that. And so we have generations of people looking for love and approval in the wrong places. And unfortunately, these days, with the millennial, Gen Z, social media, uh, frenzy, looking for likes, literally, right? So I want us to work that muscle. What do you like about yourself? That way you can fall asleep, affirming the one of a kind wonderful that we all are. So I will start and say I appreciate my ability to keep on going. With this show, 1,500. What are we on today? 50 podcast shows.
Wow.
No matter what, I get up in the morning and do a live show every weekday morning, and I'm really really appreciative that I did it even before I found out I have 4.6 million impressions on my YouTube TV channel. I just found that out like literally 6 months ago. So
Amazing.
I didn't care. I'm doing it. I mean, it's nice. But I appreciate my ability to just do what I love to do and have the discipline to continue doing things that even I may not like so much, but I still do them because it's part of this ability to continue to anchor positive things.
Mhm.
So
It's beautiful.
thank you. And what do you like about yourself?
One of the things I like about myself is really that I'm willing to enter into challenging conversations that are sometimes not comfortable, maybe even present the conversation just like, let's have a conversation about that because it's important for growth for myself and other people. I think that's really important. And I like that. Sometimes I hate it or I fight it a little bit, but I feel that it's part of my calling. So I like that I have a willingness.
Yeah, that's great. I'm sure you know Reverend Arlene, right?
Yeah. Reverend Arlene. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
She taught me the word carefrontation.
Say it again.
Carefrontation.
Carefrontation. Interesting.
So
Carefrontation.
that's what you were talking
Yes.
about.
Yeah. Caring enough to confront something that's important.
She's way better at it than I am.
Yes.
We got more love in the cashew gallery. Jenna is here.
Yeah.
For you. And fan of the late, great Alice Wong.
Hmm.
And grateful for our supportive artist community.
Yeah.
Grateful for disability advocates. Lots of bites of the gratitude sandwich. Love it, love it.
Yeah.
TL living out loud.
Aw.
Love that. One of a kind, wonderful that we all are. Thanks, TL, for introducing the. Aww. Thank you. Yeah. Love it. And carefrontation. That rocks. Yeah. I may not be good at it, but it's I love the term. I appreciate my ability. Yay, she's playing along to look for the gift in the unpleasant things that happen for us. Love it. Love it.
Right.
Happy to hear you. Mary, welcome to the show. Yes, I call it chiseling. Like every bad thing that happens is for our divine and best good. And it's chiseling. Doesn't feel good because chiseling is,
Yeah.
literally like there's some pain in there.
Yeah.
And pain in life is mandatory. Suffering is optional.
Right.
And yeah. So, all right, here we go. That is it for breakfast. Thanks for joining us. I'm here every weekday morning doing breakfast. So if you're want to start your day a little differently than turning on the news, this is where you can come. And I promise you, if you do this for 21 days or 28 consecutive days, whatever it takes to do a good life habit, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thanks for joining us for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. Her name is TL Forsberg. And I do not do pre-interviews because I don't want any of the newness. I love new things and learning new things. So I will say right now, to kind of prime you, I gave the more formal introduction earlier. I'm going to ask you a question, not a question. I don't have an answering machine. Now, if you're too young to understand what that is, go use my assistant Google, look it up. But it's kind of like voicemail, right? So instead of an answering machine, I have a questioning machine. And when you call me, it says, "Who are you and what do you want?" So, TL, who are you and what do you want?
Wow. I love that. I love that question. It's very empowering. I'm a person who, came to this earth in a unique kind of form, and I've struggled with that. I think to understand my inside identity, I'm a person who's hard of hearing. I'm a member of the deaf culture, and I'm very proud of that. And it's taken me kind of many years to kind of understand who I am and to claim my difference as a unique talent to show the world. So I would say I'm a person who is an alchemist. I like to take the pain and to convert it into something that's powerful and beautiful. And I think my art represents that. And I advocate that for myself and for other people who are watching my art so that they feel that they have permission, that they can do it themselves.
That is so beautiful. I just have to give you some love on that one because the way you said that was also. As you can see, I just love affirming sounds on the show. But that is really beautiful. And I will say sign language has been and always will be, I believe, the most beautiful language in the world. And it was such a proud moment. One, when I launched the show with a staff interpreter to offer a playlist for our deaf community. The second best part of that is I've gotten to sign, see the best of me in music. So I did 12 years with the Agape International Choir. I'm a first soprano diva. So you may have seen me on stage, and I got to lead the choir way back then in some songs that we do that incorporate sign language. I was so honored. I lost my position because I retired, and I came back just to do Christmas Eve and the 39th celebration. So, but it is one of my favorite things to do. So I also want to take an opportunity. I know in case I forget later, for some, I love people who take something that may be looked at as a downside or something that shouldn't have happened or bad thing, and turn it into a beneficial presence on the planet. So I'm awarding you with Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award. I do not give that to all of my guests.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ooh, I just
really appreciate that because I know what that means. I'm on the path to become a practitioner at Agape.
Oh, I didn't know.
I feel called to ministry. I really do feel called to that. And I feel like my art and my life and my advocacy that I show is a part of my living artist ministry.
Yeah. Life is one of my favorite signs, So wow, I'm getting chills. But I didn't know that. That's awesome. I'm on faculty actually because I teach the Tai Chi, the balanced Tai Chi Gong, when Rev Big Brother Michael Bernard Beckwith does meditation retreats. And so I do, Lee does the traditional yoga and I do the Chinese yoga. So I've been doing that for years and years. This is the first year I didn't do it at Christmas with him in Costa Rica because they found 2 near fatal blood clots in my legs earlier this year. So I'm not allowed to fly. indefinitely. So that was a tough thing to have happen. I was supposed to be on world tour for 7 months, and
Wow.
January I would have been in Shanghai today. So
Wow.
but again, it's like I can't wait to see what good comes out of this.
Right. I
Talk
love that you mentioned that. And if I might share, I
Yeah.
recently had an experience where I got hit, and I currently have like a TBI, like a traumatic brain like injury that I'm healing. And it's been an interesting experience for me as I'm preparing the show. I'm very skilled and capable at memorizing and performing and dancing. And now it's been a bit of a challenge. And I really had to ask myself, okay, I know that this is happening for me. There is a reason behind it. And can I just say, I am so grateful to Agape to be a deaf or a hard of hearing interpreter at Agape. Most people don't know that I'm hard of hearing at Agape. I have the headset so I can work as an interpreter there. And they come up to me and they don't realize it. And then sometimes Romina has to step in to interpret for me, or I have to like let people know I'm hard of hearing. But the Agape experience has really healed my body, and showing up for that, I just feel this like power that enters my body. And for my show, I was like, you know what? I'm a disability advocate. I will stand on that stage and I will tell and share my story no matter what my experience is.
Wow.
I just have to be willing to do that. And I trust that God will help me to go through this process, as I'm healing my brain injury.
Yeah, I had no clue.
Oh
I
yeah.
had no clue. That's amazing.
I
That's
have
why I love not doing pre-interviews, because
Yeah.
I love that discovery part of it right now. So if you've just tuned in and wondering what's going on in studio today, I do have my hashtag Thursday talent today. Her name is TL Forsberg. She's many, many things. We're going to continue she's the topic of the day. We're going to continue to discover all the parts of her and about the show that she's about to put on for y'all. So I want to address sort of, did you know at the very beginning when you were a kid? It sounds like your discovery as a child was very unique. So I'd like you to sort of address that one, the whole different thing. And did you know like this was going to be your path?
I'm sure I realized it would be my path. I've always felt a deep connection to God. That is very clear. I think I've always felt different, and understand like my growing up experience. I wasn't born hard of hearing or deaf. I was born hearing, and I had an accident in my ear, and I had a surgery and a process, an infection that left me with what we call deaf gain or deaf benefit, right? We could call it hearing loss, which is the hearing perspective, which is negative. In the deaf culture, we call it deaf benefit or deaf gain.
Like that.
Yeah, it's right. It's positive. So it's been kind of an experience for me to kind of like realize my own journey. And my show really talks about that. There's a term called deafhood. That's really about the process of understanding your own identification as a deaf person. And I'm a person who sort of exists in the in-between. I'm not profoundly deaf. I'm not fully hearing. I'm in that middle space. And I guess my calling has been to really just accept that I'm not more or less deaf. Who I am is who I am, to accept and love myself for who I am.
Beautiful. How old were you when you had the accident? Was it a car accident?
Oh, no. Somebody stuck a sharp object in my ear, broke my eardrum. Yeah, when I was 8.5, they were just trying to clean my ear. It was an accident, But I had a growth in my ear, and they were trying to clean it out, and had an accident. And then I went to the doctor, and we had a surgery, and that was the whole process. And then growing up, I didn't realize that I was functioning, because I'm very high functioning. If you come up to me, I'm probably going to be able to talk to you and hear pretty well. Then the background noise, it's more of a conflict. So, I had this experience growing up my whole life, and I didn't realize it. So it's been such a beautiful experience to sort of wake up to having this part of myself and accepting and loving it. And it's been a struggle at times too.
Mm-hmm. I can only imagine it. And here you go. This whole time when I watch Romina sign to you when she's in the audience, I thought that it was because you were learning sign language, and so she was your sort of coach, right?
She's my support system. She's actually my backup team. Yeah.
So
I mean, we really support each other because it's a loud environment. So sometimes she needs, and I will throw her the sign, because I'm wearing headsets. So, but she is literally my accommodation for.
I love her.
She's great.
Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah.
When I first started interpreting, she came and watched me, and I said, "Can you help me to like see if I'm capable to like do this?" And she was like, "You are fine. Keep going." She's always been so supportive, and I so love her.
Yeah.
I
know. She's so doesn't want any recognition, and I tried to
very humble. Yeah.
Most humble ever that I know of, and very, very capable. And so we're gonna give her some love in case I've had that affirmation sound for over 13 years, and people just laugh and love it. But I just, for me, I am so grateful. She acknowledging the ability to just a little bit of it in my life. I just think it, and the not accidental. Very first time that I did had Sharon Pierre-Louis come and do the show. First thing was the same week it launched, the same week that fiasco happened at Nelson Mandela's funeral, where the fake interpreter.
Yes.
Do you remember that? That was just,
I remember that. And I think that person actually had a mental illness. I'm talking about Martin Luther King, the interpreter situation. Wow. But it really shows that the profession itself doesn't always have a way to evaluate appropriately who's the right fit.
Right.
It's really important.
I love the fact that Hollywood finally also elevated and recognized through CODA. I actually had one of the actresses on my show that was, and I applaud Hollywood for, really acknowledging the importance of celebrating diversity. That's always diversity, not a disability, but a extra ability is the way I will say it. We're getting some love here in the chat. Let's see. When TL signs, it's like an embodied dance. So beautiful. I totally agree. So beautiful. Somebody likes Carefrontation. Thank you, Pamela. Far out TK. I love Tai Chi. Thank you. We'll have to, I'm going to start up a class again now that I'm not traveling. Sorry about the health. Thank you very much. And this is so powerful. The two of you, wow, leaping off the stream. Yay. Yay. How do you sign yay?
Just this.
Okay. Yeah. I love this,
Yes. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yeah, I love that one too.
Also celebrate.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Celebrate. And let's see.
That CODA experience was really powerful for the deaf community. For Troy to win the Oscar was such a beautiful moment. I was watching on TV with my friends and the captions, and my favorite part that was kind of in the background was happening that maybe hearing people didn't realize was the woman who presented the award. She was an Asian woman. She had won the previous year, and she put the statue down so she could start to sign the name. And she did it wrong. She signed prayer, but she was trying to communicate congratulations. And so all the deaf eyes around the world saw that moment when Troy won before hearing people fully understood it. And then my favorite moment in the captions popped up was Marley Matlin's voice going, "Oh my God." And it was just such a beautiful moment. I was so proud that he won that Oscar, and Marley's, journey also. It was a beautiful moment and just an amazing film.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Was that your phone or mine? Mine's on silent, so I don't know.
Let me see. Maybe there's something going on here. Let me take a peek.
Okay. I'm tearing up, and I love crying because tears are the disinfectant that keep my heart soft. Thank you for that background. I did not notice that.
Yeah.
And how cool is that? I
Yeah.
just think, with all the complaining about our country that every headline does, I love the fact that there's so much good and well-being and examples of how we are humankind, emphasis on kind. So thanks for adding that into my treasure chest of examples of how we are fabulous as human beings and humankind. All right. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Mary. Both I'd like to receive here and sing it. Yeah. Dr. Marissa, you're not in the choir right now. We're doing an interview. Get it together. No. All right. So I see the time. We have to take a quick break for news, weather, traffic on this NBC News Radio channel, KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind, home to the Asian Oprah. Thank you very much. And number one talk in the IE. Don't go away. We'll be right back in 2 and 2. That's what Chuck Woolery used to say. I say peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Don't go away. We'll be back with more of TL Forsberg.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pay's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it. Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. Drive time, 8 a.m. every weekday morning, and live on my YouTube TV channel every 9 a.m. So let's see. there's no gossip, scandal, or K words on this show. No Kardashian doc at all. I want this show and have made it my intention that it has meaning. You're going to learn something new every time you tune in. So free subscribe, give me the finger, this one, not the other one. And yeah, you'll be part of my hashtag Happy 88 tribe, because we can be happy 88% of the time. And today I'm so delighted for the first time to have someone who is deaf gain. Is that the word? Yes. And she is here. We've been, acquaintance, friends, co-humankind all over Agape, satellite sisters, as I like to call it. And she is having her creativity expressed in steroids coming up soon in a show that she's going to talk about. Her name is T.L. Forsberg. She is a force to be reckoned with. Please welcome her back to the studio. All right. So talk to me about how this this creative expression called a one-woman show came about, and how we can come support and not support, but be edutained is how I call it. What I do speaking as a motivational speaker, I'm known as the edutainer. So talk to me.
I like that. I'm very similar. I like to educate with my art. Well, really, I have a one-woman show that I did maybe 3 years ago. I toured it for 3 years, called The Book That Won't Close. And it was about my addiction journey, plus my deaf experience in the deaf culture. Really, the foundation was about addiction and healing that, but underneath was the shame of being different as a member of the deaf culture. It's a very sort of common experience that people who are in that middle space where they're not fully hearing, not fully deaf, that they feel kind of separate. So my show really encourages us to look at how we can heal that story of separate and to really be connected more with God. I did the first show. It was successful. It won several awards. I was really grateful. And now this new show, which is called Between Two Worlds, being in that middle space, is really a conversation about how to heal that not deaf enough narrative. We all have that story of not feeling maybe not enough. And I'm really trying to be a light for people who are different to claim themselves and to not be embarrassed of who they are.
Great.
Yes.
We're on a similar path. I
know.
Yeah. Growing up.
The show's basic premise is really a hard of hearing singer, her rise to being famous, and then sort of collapsing and bullying that she experiences in the deaf culture and being counseled by the deaf culture. And it really asks the question, like, who are you when you don't fit into specific groups, and how do you love yourself in that middle space between belonging or acceptance and being exiled. It's a really important conversation to be having now, because the world tends to be so binary or separate. It's like that, right? And there's a lot of that middle space that's really beautiful to be celebrated.
Beautiful. Yeah. And it's, to answer the question that's in the chat, my doctorate is actually in psychology. Yes, but it's not clinical psychology on purpose. I didn't want to be limited by licensure, because I have some BS belief systems about healing that do not require, 10 years of work. My whole specialty is I wrote a book that, and I'd like to give, usually I only do this on Mondays, but I'd like to give a free audio book to all of the audience here to celebrate. It's a self-help on steroids. Michael wrote the foreword, as you can see on the top there, and it hit national bestseller. That's what I was going on tour with, #1 Amazon, and I speak on behalf, not as a psychologist telling you how to be happy, but as I'm one of the 7 out of 10 of us who've had childhood trauma. So when you have childhood trauma, you have that narrative that says, you're something wrong with you, you're never going to catch up. And then all of a sudden I thought, if 7 out of 10 of us have had childhood trauma, why do we think there's something wrong? We're the majority. Isn't majority supposed to rule? Right. So that was the sort of the premise. There's got to be a good reason for pain. There has to be an alchemizing role, purifying, I don't like to use that word because it's like you're dirty and you need to be purified. Nothing like that. There's no punishment. It's just a way of chiseling us. That's why I use chiseling. And oddly enough, my middle name in Chinese, Nian Feng, is Phoenix. Phoenix rising.
Yeah.
Right? So I think we all have that part of us that we're our own worst enemies. Our work is, can you make your own worst enemy into your best friend? And personal mastery is what I call it. I just got asked last year to go back and teach at UCLA to, talk about happiness and leadership. Like, you think that leadership means you're all alone, you don't need friends, or you can't have friends. That's bullshit talky. Happiness is a birthright for everybody. So yeah, I had no idea that we were this aligned.
Yeah.
So very happy about that. Just go to my website, drmarissa.life. And just put in your email. I promise not to spam you. I always forget to email my Happy 88 tribe. So and just Google Asian Oprah. My assistant Google will take you there. Okay. Phoenix as in the house. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I love what you're saying. I love what you're saying about how we're not always nice to ourselves, because one of the realization moments in the show, hopefully I'm not like sharing the secrets before they see the show, but is really the realization that in cancel culture, which is interesting because like no one can really cancel a person. We're not like a computer program that you can just, that's not who we are. We belong to God. We are spiritual in our nature, who we are, just being born and coming to this earth. But part of that process of being rejected by people that we care about, it can feel like we cancel ourselves. So really it speaks about self-erasure and the need to not decide that we're not worth something, but to really honor who we are inside. Yeah. So that's sort of a beautiful process. And I have a character in the show who it's very, how do I say it? Maybe confrontational. Always, my shows are always confrontational. Before I had a trans character. That was very interesting. And now I have a character who's the lead hero in the story, who's a disabled person who has CP and has a physical challenge. So I'm showing that. I wanted someone who was the hero of my show to be a person with a disability, to honor that journey, because we don't often see that on stage. And I thought it would be a beautiful moment. And it's been powerful and challenging, both physically, emotionally, everything. But I'm very excited to share that also.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking for a link to the actual show. And I know you sent it to me, but I'm having a little challenge just doing that. So if you wouldn't mind putting that in the chat, yeah, and then that way I can click it and bring it up here so people can get a visual of the show that is going to go on at the theater.
The Whitefire Theatre, February 5th, the Whitefire Theatre. So you can go to whitefiretheatre.com. It's Solo Fest. Let me
looking
see.
for my glasses.
Okay, let's see. Here we go. I think, oh, I know. We'll just go to your website first because that's a good thing that I want people to also get eyeballs on
Mhm.
so they know how to find you. And here we go. The magic of technology when it works. Creativity doula. Love it. Oh, I love the colors too.
Thank
That eyeshadow looks like the phoenix that the colors. So there
Mhm.
you go. And beautiful. You've got courses that you offer as well. Work with me. You've got book Between Two Worlds,
Mhm.
autobiography of a not deaf enough girl, blog.
So that's in the process of writing. I'm in the process of writing that right now. This show is really like the pathway through it. This is my speaker path. So I use my solo shows to kind of heal myself through the journey and create the material for the book. And right now I have the solo show that's opening at Solo Fest. That's my previous show that won lots of awards, the book that won't close. There's a shot of me with my interpreter. And so all of my shows are interpreted. I have an ASL interpreter. I also sign during the show. Sorry, distracted here trying to type this in. But and then now what I'm doing also is I have a speaking platform where I'm touring and I'm speaking or sometimes signing even as a disability advocate. So I have two versions of the show, one that's for the stage and one that's like a keynote speaking performance.
Beautiful. I'm just getting lost in these great chat comments. TL's workshop helped me allow myself to be unapologetically me. Beautiful. And I don't see where you put the link.
I'm trying to join the chat, and for some
Oh,
reason,
you can, okay. There's a private chat.
there we go.
You can. It's in the private.
There we
chat?
go. All right,
Ah,
I
there we
added it
go.
there.
Thank you.
Yeah, so just to give a little shout out, my girl Pam is here and Mary is here. And Pam, obviously she's an artist and she's also Asian, and she has a show talking about her journey as an Asian artist. So she's very excited to be here today. I'm sure Mary as well has a solo show. So these are a lot of my fellow solo artists in our community who are doing their own form of lived advocacy, really telling stories that helped heal the world and change the world. Yeah.
Fantastic. So, hashtag Asian Pride.
Yeah, that's right. That's my girl, Pam. And Pam was in my previous, so I teach the spiritual process to creativity. So I do like an erotic approach to the artist way. I kind of like do some of those things when I'm not busy touring. It's been a little quiet with the workshops, but they pop up usually in the spring. I like to follow the seasons. The spring is when things are growing and new ideas are popping up, and often I will teach a workshop at that time. So
Great. And they can get tickets from this link, right?
yes, correct. Between Two Worlds, Chronicles of Not Deaf Enough Girl. I wasn't canceled, just confused. I'll be opening at Solo Fest. I'll be opening the festival itself. They invited me to open the festival, which was an honor because my show in the previous years had the tickets sold out. All of those shows just sold out. Oh, I should warn people too, the tickets just went on sale and like half the audience is already full. So the tickets do sell out pretty fast. So if you want to go and support and see the show, really encourage people to buy the tickets sooner and not put it off, because I've had lineups outside the theater and I'm only doing one night. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And we sell with like video projection, storytelling, dance, mime, movement. It's a very physical show. And I feel like hearing audiences also really enjoy it because it's so visual. The same way that you were saying you enjoy the signing at Agape Church, right? I feel like there's kind of a music to the show and the performance that's really for both worlds. And when I perform the show, my advocacy is like every moment. Like I have set up the actual audience that this world is where the hearing people sit and this world is where the deaf sit. But in the hearing section, I have the little signs on the seat that say signing impaired. So I force the hearing people to sit, you know, in the special section, you know. It's kind of, it's like an opposite.
Ironic, like a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always the deaf are kind of put in a special section that's like a special area for deaf or disability. So I created a special area for the signing impaired members of the audience. And sometimes they get confused about that. They're like, oh no, that's not for me. I'm like, yes, it is. And then I do this thing where even the audience itself has that division, and I'm sort of creating that experience so that they can really understand maybe the deaf experience better.
I'm just looking at my calendar to make sure I can go. So I'm going to put it down.
Great.
I'll have to move one thing. But yeah, so if you want to join me, February 5th, one day night only, the Whitefire Theatre. Oh, it's in the Valley. For you, there's three things in life I don't understand: vandalism, terrorism, and why people live in the Valley. Sorry. I live Long Beach, on the beach. For those of you, it's a trek over that hill but anyways, I will make it. If definitely, I will do my best to make it that. All right. Let's see. What else? We've got a little bit of time left. If y'all have any questions for TL, please do put them in the chat, and you can ask her. I will ask. Let's see. Is your partner also speaking, or did the people? The question is, the people that you're close to, your parents, your friends, do they learn sign language to support you? I mean, I think this is a question for, how do we best, here's the question.
Yeah.
How do we best support? And this is for any disability, which is an extra ability for me. Yeah. That's what I call it. But I think people they mean well, right?
Yes.
Their intentions are to, they'll talk louder, right? That's one of the things. Right. Or they'll what, or in a wheelchair, they will bend over instead of bending down.
Yes.
What are some ways in which, as an advocate for deaf and disability, that we as laymen, or we don't have that deaf gain, how can we make sure that our intent to be respectful has an impact of being respectful?
I'm just interpreting the question.
Yes, I see that. Thank you.
Yeah, I realized I could do that. Well, that's interesting that you say that, because I talk about that in the show. And it's one of the things I emphasize. I talk about the first moment I had the experience of different was meeting a person with a disability, and how I was encouraged to not look at the person, right? And I described the moment as, the adult, that I could feel that their heart tightened, they stopped breathing, and they became afraid. And I noticed that happens a lot. People, they don't want to make a mistake, so then they, and so many times we do it wrong because we just stop breathing, and we stop being willing to just meet the other person, and to be willing to say, like, I don't know how to be with you in this moment. Can you teach me that? I even talk about, like, I have a friend whose kids are gender transitioning, their pronouns, he, she, and it changes like every day. And I noticed myself saying, like, don't make a mistake with their pronoun label. And I realized that's the same moment of, like, trying not to make a mistake is the moment we kind of disconnect it. We have to be willing to say, I don't know how, I'm afraid I'm going to do it wrong, and open our hearts and just be like, can you teach me how to be? And it's an interesting moment, because for many of us who are in the disability community, or marginalized communities, we say, don't force me to teach you how, right? Because we have trauma ourselves. But from my perspective, I always think if I have the difference inside, I feel like I have a responsibility to educate you how to be with me. That's my responsibility. That's my agreement with God, is to be, have grace around about how to educate people, So for me, I am bicultural and I code switch. I literally, like, if I meet a deaf person, I'll sign. If I meet a hearing person, I will talk. Right. So that's part of the fluidity and the beautiful thing about that experience. So I'm always trying to teach people to just like keep their hearts open and ask. Just ask. What do you want me to tell you? What is the word? What's the proper word? Because sometimes people will say like hearing impaired, which is not the right word. Right. But that was given to us the same way. My grandmother, she used the word retarded to describe my uncle, but that was given to her. So my show sort of talks about that.
Good.
Talks about that people do the best that they can with the tools that they have. And now we can say it's okay to admit, and be willing to open to say, how can we do it different now? And really, it requires a deeper kind of intimacy to say, I'm afraid here to get it wrong, but I'm willing and interested to connect with you as a human and as a person.
Beautiful. I'm going to put the moose on the table.
It requires a vulnerability.
Yes.
So often we're not willing to do. That's why I'm talking about the heart kind of tightening, is because I think I notice people do that.
Yeah. This is my moose. It's I was born in Canada, so I say instead of talking about
I'm from Canada. Yeah. Scotia.
Oh, Ontario. Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario.
I went to Toronto. I went to school there.
Oh my gosh. I went to McMaster
College.
Anyways, moose on the table. I only have a minute left. And so instead of saying, let's talk about the elephant in the room, I say, let's put the moose on the table. And you just put a moose on the table about the whole, I don't want to be wrong. And I was so grateful that I was one of the first valuing diversity consultants in LA, right? To bring that whole message. And they would say, just give me the Bible on what term to use so I don't get it wrong. And I go, you're missing the entire point of valuing diversity if all you care about is being right or wrong. This is about showing respect. So if the term changes, the term changes. If someone says you're being a racist, instead of popping off and getting so angry, how dare you say that? I have a black friend and I eat Chinese food. Well, sir, kind of, that is a little bit racist, but here's how you can connect better with me. So if we can get to that place where it's not so bad to be wrong, then we don't have that, right? We want to, how do I connect better with you? That's all the terms are about.
Period. Yeah. That there's a human there beyond the label.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we could go another hour and we are out of time.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And everybody, make sure you go February the 5th, Thursday, 8 p.m. Get the tickets. They're going to sell out. I know that already. And I do want one other thing, because I do say I don't talk about politics or religion. And TL has dropped the G-bomb a couple of times. And I am not religious, but I believe we're both spiritual. And our, if that triggers you, that's okay. Just find a God of your understanding. Mine's my UPS man, universal power source. He delivers every morning when I pray and meditate. So I just wanted to sort of preface that what we're talking about is a loving presence that is always there, always conspiring for you, never against you. So with that, that's my final word. 20-second final word.
I'm so grateful, and being different is awesome, and love yourself.
Beautiful. Couldn't say it better. Thanks so much for joining us today. And remember, if you do this with me, I do this with every guest. It's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace.
I got Gladys Knight to do this from stage the other day. So, yeah, huge. But thank you so much, TL Forsberg, for edutaining us today on the show. Thank you to the Cashew Gallery. Fabulous interactions. And now go. Tomorrow is, what day is it tomorrow? Friday. Straight Talk with my co-host, James Hawthorne. So you can come back tomorrow and every weekday morning. Thank you so much, TL.
Thank you.
Now go and have the best day ever. Yes. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.